Income tax. Multiple choice questions. For departmental exam, in-service exams, PSC exams, UPSC exams, UGC NET exam, degree PG level exams and various other exams. Income Tax Act 1961. Question. Income derived from farm building situated in the immediate vicinity of an agricultural land not assessed to land revenue would be treated as agricultural income if such land is situated in dash. Answer. An area at a distance of 3 kilometers from the local limits of the municipality and has a population of 80,000 as per last census. Question. Anirudh stays in New Delhi. His basic salary is rupees 10,000 per month. DA 60% of which forms part of pay is rupees 6,000 per month. HRA is 5,000 per month and he is entitled to a commission of 1% on the turnover achieved by him. Anirudh pays a rent of rupees 5,500 per month. The turnover achieved by him during the current year is rupees 12 lakhs. The amount of HRA exempt under section 10 subsection 13A 13A is dash. Answer rupees 48,480. Question. Mr. Datta received voluntary retirement compensation of rupees 7 lakh after 30 years, 4 months of service. He still has 6 years of service left. At the time of voluntary retirement, he was drawing basic salary rupees 20,000 per month. Dearness allowance, which forms part of pay, rupees 5,000 per month. Compute his taxable voluntary retirement compensation, assuming that he does not claim any relief under section 89. Answer 2 lakh. Question. Anand is provided with the furniture to the value of rupees 70,000 along with the house from February 2023. The actual hire charges paid by his employer for hire of furniture is rupees 5,000 per annum. The value of furniture to be included along with the value of unfurnished house for assessment year 2024-25 is dash. Answer 5,000. Question. Mr. Kashyap received basic salary of rupees 20,000 per month from his employer. He also received children education allowance of rupees 3,000 for 3 children and transport allowance of rupees 1,800 per month. Assume he is not opting to pay tax under section 115 BAC. The amount of salary chargeable to tax of previous year 2023-24 is dash. Answer 2,12,600. Question. Mr. Jagat is an employee in accounts department of Bharat Limited, the cellular company operating in the region of eastern India. It is engaged in manufacturing of cellular devices. During financial year 2023-24, following transactions were undertaken by Mr. Jagat. 1. He attended a seminar on perquisite valuations. Seminar fee of rupees 12,500 was paid by Bharat Limited. 2. Tuition fee of Mr. Himanshu, son of Mr. Jagat, paid to private coaching classes, not having any tie-up with Bharat Limited, was reimbursed by Bharat Limited. Amount of fees was rupees 25,000. 3. Mrs. Sapna, daughter of Mr. Jagat, studies in DPS public school owned and maintained by Bharat Limited. Tuition fee paid for Mrs. Sapna was rupees 750 per month by Mr. Jagat. Cost of education in similar institution is rupees 5,250 per month. What shall be the amount which is chargeable to tax under the head salaries in hands of Mr. Jagat for assessment year 2024-25? Answer 29,000. Question. Mr. Ashok is employed with XYZ Limited from 5/11/2019. He resigned on 31/3/2022 and wants to withdraw the accumulated balance of employees employer's contribution in his EPF account, that is rupees 55,000. The tax deducted on such withdrawal should be answer 5,500 under section 192A. Then question, salary bonus, commission or remuneration due to or received by a working partner from the firm is taxable under the head answer profit and gains of business of or profession. Question, perquisite received by the assessee during the course of carrying on his business or profession is taxable under the head answer profits and gains of business or profession. Question, export incentives received by an assessee are dash answer taxable under section 28. Question, income of a trade or professional association from specific services performed for its members shall be dash answer taxable under business or profession. Question, interest on capital or loan received by a partner from a business is dash answer taxable under U bar H taxable U bar H business or profession. Section, under the head business and profession, the method of accounting which an assessee can follow shall be dash answer mercantile or cash system at the assessee's wish. Question, for computation of business income the assessee has to follow answer standards notified by the central government under the Income Tax Act. Question, sums received by an employer from Keyman insurance policy taken on the life of the employee shall be answer taxable under the head business and profession. Question, J, who has carrying on agency businesses, received a sum of rupees 5 lakh from his principal or termination of agency. Compensation amount so received shall be dash answer fully taxable under the head profits and gains of business or profession. Question, where the machinery, plant and furniture is used by the assessee for the purpose of carrying on business or profession, he shall be entitled to a deduction under section 31 on account of dash answer current repairs other than expenditure in the nature of capital expenditure. Question, depreciation is allowed in case of dash answer tangible and intangible assets. Question, depreciation is allowed to dash option A the owner of asset, option B owner including fractional owner of the asset, option C lessee. Correct answer owner including fractional owner of the asset. Question, electricity companies are allowed depreciation on the basis of answer either on block of asset or each asset separately provided the option is exercised in the first previous year. Question, WDV of a block of depreciation 15%, 15% as on 1/4/2023 is rupees 5 lakh. An asset amounting to 1 lakh was acquired on 1/11/2023 and put to use on 1/12/2023. During the previous year 2023-24, a part of the block other than the new asset is sold for rupees 5,40,000. The depreciation to be allowed for this block shall be dash answer 4,500. Question, where a part of block of asset is sold for a price more than the opening WDV plus cost of assets acquiring during the year, if any, the assessee shall be subject to dash answer short-term capital gain. Question, where a part of the block of asset is sold for a price less than the opening WDV plus cost of assets, if any, acquired during the year, the balance amount shall be treated as dash answer written down value for the purpose of charging current year depreciation. Written down value for the purpose of charging current year depreciation. Question. Where the entire block of the asset is sold for a price more than the opening WDV and the cost of asset, if any, acquired during the year, the excess amount shall be subject to dash. Answer. Short-term capital gain. Question. Where an electricity company claiming depreciation under straight line method on each asset separately sells such asset for a price more than its WDV, then the excess amount shall be taxable as dash. Answer. Balancing charge to the extent of depreciation allowed in the past and the balance, if any, as short-term capital gain. Question. Where the entire block is sold for a price less than the opening WDV and the cost of asset, if any, acquired during the previous year, the balance amount shall be treated as dash. Answer. Short-term capital loss. Question. Were the electricity company charging depreciation on straight line method on each asset separately sells any asset for a price less than the opening WDV, the balance amount shall be treated as dash. Answer. Terminal depreciation. Question. J acquired an asset for rupees 5,22,000 which includes rupees 72,000 as excise duty for which the assessee has claimed CENVAT credit. CENVAT credit. CENVAT credit. The actual cost of acquisition to be included in the block of asset shall be dash. Answer. 4,50,000. Question. J had been using an asset for his business and its WDV as on 1/4/2023 was rupees 3,50,000. He sold this asset to G for rupees 5 lakh and G leased back this asset to J. The market value of this asset on the date of sale was rupees 4 lakh. In this case, the actual cost of this asset to G for charging depreciation shall be dash. Answer. 3,50,000. Question. A car is imported after 1/4/2023 by J Limited from London to be used by its employee. J Limited shall be allowed depreciation on such car at dash. Answer. 15%, 15%. Question. Unabsorbed depreciation which could not be set off in the same assessment year can be carried forward for dash. Answer. Indefinitely. Question. Unabsorbed depreciation brought forward from an earlier year of a particular business can be set off from dash. Answer. Any head of income except salary but first from business income. Question. An asset which was acquired for 5 lakh was earlier used for scientific research. After the research was completed, the machinery was brought into the business of the assessee. The actual cost of the asset for the purpose of inclusion in the block of asset shall be dash. Answer. Nil. Question. For claiming deduction of tea development, coffee development or rubber development under section 33AB, the assessee should deposit the money with NABARD or in the deposit account dash. Answer. Within 6 months from the end of the relevant previous year or before the due date of furnishing the return of income, whichever is earlier. Question. Deduction of tea, coffee, rubber development account shall be allowed to dash. Any assessee. The next question. The maximum deduction to be allowed under tea, coffee, rubber development account shall be dash. Answer. 40% of the profits of such business. Question. For claiming deduction of site restoration fund under section 33A(BA), the assessee should deposit the money with the State Bank of India or site restoration account dash. Answer. Before the end of the previous year. Question. Deduction on account of site restoration fund shall be allowed to dash. Answer. Any assessee engaged in the business mentioned in option B. Question. The maximum deduction for site restoration fund under section 33 ABA shall be dash. Answer. Option A, the amount deposited in scheme. Option B, 20% of the profits from such businesses. Option C, 20% of the amount deposited in the scheme. Option D, lower of A and B. Correct answer, lower of A and B. That is the amount deposited in scheme or 20% of the profits from such business. Lower of A and B. Tick the question. Question. Tick the case where the amount withdrawn from site restoration account shall not be taxable dash. Answer. Amount withdrawn for the purpose specified in the scheme. Question. Expenditure on scientific research incurred by the assessee shall be allowed if such research dash. Answer. Is related to the business of the assessee. Question. If an assessee carries on any scientific research related to his business, he shall be allowed deduction under section 35 on account of dash. Both revenue and capital expenditure excepting expenditure incurred on acquisition of land. Question. Certain revenue and capital expenditure on scientific research are allowed as deduction in the previous year of commencement of business even if these are incurred. Answer. 3 years immediately before the commencement of the business. Question. Where an asset used for scientific research is sold without having been used for any other purpose, then the sale price to the extent of the cost of the asset already allowed as deduction in the past shall be treated as dash. Answer. Business income. Question. Where the sale price in the above case exceeds the cost of acquisition of such asset, such excess shall be treated as dash. Answer. Short-term or long-term capital gain depending upon the period for which such asset was held. Question. If the income of a business before claiming revenue expenditure on scientific research is rupees 50,000 and the revenue expenditure incurred on scientific research related to the business of the assessee is rupees 80,000, then rupees 30,000 shall be dash. Answer. Business loss. Question. If the income of a business before claiming capital expenditure on scientific research is rupees 50,000 and the capital expenditure incurred on scientific research related to the business of the assessee is rupees 80,000, then 30,000 shall be dash. Answer. Unabsorbed capital expenditure on scientific research. Question. Brought forward unabsorbed capital expenditure on scientific research can be carried forward for dash. Answer. Any number of years. Question. If any amount is donated for research, such research should be in nature of dash. Answer. Scientific or social or statistical research. Question. If donation is made for scientific or social or statistical research, such research, answer, may or may not relate to the business of the assessee. Question. Donation for social or statistical research shall be allowed as deduction to the extent of dash. Answer. 100% of the donation so made. Question. If donation is made to a national laboratory or a university or IIT with the specific direction that scientific research should be for an approved program, the amount of deduction shall be dash. Answer. 100% of the donation so made. Question. Expenditure incurred on acquisition of patents and copyrights after 31/3/1919 1999 are subject to dash. Answer. Depreciation under section 32. Question. Lump sum payment for acquisition of technical know-how after 31/3/1999 1999 shall be subject to dash. Answer. Depreciation under section 32. Question. Expenditure incurred for obtaining license to operate telecommunication services shall be allowed in dash. Answer. In equal installments over the period for which the license remains in force. Question. J Limited paid rupees 1 crore 10 lakh during the previous year 2022-23 for acquiring the telecommunication rights, which were effective for 11 years. It commenced the business of operating the telecommunication service with effect from previous year 2023-24. J Limited shall be entitled to a deduction of dash. Answer rupees 11 lakhs with effect from previous year 2023-24. Question. J had acquired a license to operate telecommunication service in the previous year 2021-22 for rupees 2 crores and its life was 10 years. During the previous year 2023-24, it was sold the license for rupees 1 crore 50 lakh. It shall be allowed a deduction under section 35 ABB during the previous year 2023-24 to the extent of dash. Answer rupees 1 lakh 25,000. 1.25 lakh. Question. Preliminary expenses incurred are allowed deduction in dash. Answer 5 equal installments. Question. In case of non-company SSE, the total preliminary expenses incurred are allowed as deduction to the extent of dash. Answer 5% of the cost of the project. Question. In case of company SSE, the total preliminary expenses incurred are allowed as deduction to extent of 5% of dash. Answer cost of project or aggregate capital employed, whichever is higher. Question. Expenditure incurred on prospecting etc. of minerals shall be allowed as deduction in dash. Answer 10 equal installments. Question. In case the SSE follows mercantile system of accounting, bonus or commission to the employees are allowed as deduction on dash. Answer due basis but subject to section 43B. Question. Interest incurred before the commencement of the production is to be dash. Answer. I repeat question. Interest incurred before the commencement of the production is to be dash. Answer capitalized. Question. Interest on money borrowed for acquiring an asset by an existing concern for expansion of the existing business pertaining to a period prior to the data on which the asset is put to use is to be dash. Answer capitalized. Question. Interest on money borrowed for the purpose of acquiring a capital asset pertaining to the period after the asset is put to use is to be dash. Answer treated as revenue expenditure. I repeat question. Interest on money borrowed for the purpose of acquiring a capital asset. Interest on money borrowed for the purpose of acquiring a capital asset pertaining to the period after the asset is put to use is to be dash. Answer treated as revenue expenditure. Question. Expenditure incurred on purchase of animals to be used by the SSE for the purpose of carrying on his business and profession is subject to dash. Answer deduction in the previous year in which animal dies or becomes permanently useless. I repeat, deduction in the previous year in which animal dies or becomes permanently useless. Question. Expenditure incurred on family planning amongst the employee is allowed to dash. Answer a company SSE. Question. Capital expenditure incurred on family planning amongst employees of the company SSE is allowed as deduction dash. Answer in 5 equal installments. Question. Deductions under section 37 subsection 1 shall be given for expenditure of dash. Answer revenue nature. Question. Interest on capital or loan from partner of a firm is allowed as deduction to the firm to the extent of dash. Answer 12% per annum or at the rate mentioned in partnership deed, whichever is less. Question. Deduction under section 40B shall be allowed on account of salary remuneration paid to dash. Answer working partner only. Question. Remuneration paid to working partners shall be allowed as deduction to a firm dash. Answer. Subject to limits specified in section 40B 40 subsection B. Question. A firm's business income is nil or negative. It shall still be allowed a deduction on account of remuneration to working partner to the maximum extent of dash. Answer. 1,50,000. Question. If a person sets up a specified profession during the current previous year, he is dash. Answer. Required to maintain prescribed books of account if the gross receipts of such a profession is likely to exceed rupees 1,50,000. Otherwise, such books of account which will enable the assessing officer to compute his total income. Question. A person who has been carrying on non-specified profession is dash. Answer. Required to maintain books of account of the current previous year if in any of the preceding 3 previous years in total income exceeded rupees 1,20,000 or gross receipts exceeded rupees 10 lakhs. Question. A person being an individual or HUF who has been carrying on non-specified profession is dash. Answer. Required to maintain books of account of the current previous year if in any of the preceding 3 previous years his total income exceeded rupees 2,50,000 or gross receipts exceeded rupees 25 lakh. Question. A person who has been carrying on business is required to maintain books of account of the current previous year if dash. Answer. Option A. His total income of any of 3 preceding previous years exceeded rupees 1,20,000. B. Option B. His gross turnover or sales of any of 3 preceding previous year exceeded rupees 10 lakhs. Option C. Condition mentioned either in A or B is satisfied. Correct answer. Condition mentioned either in A or B is satisfied. Question. A person who sets up a non-specified profession or commences a business during the current previous year is required to maintain books of account if his dash. Answer. Option A. Total income of the current year exceeds or is likely to exceed 1,20,000. Option B. Gross receipts turnover of the current year exceeds or likely to exceed 10 lakh. Option C. Condition mentioned in either A or B is satisfied. Correct answer. Condition mentioned in either A or B is satisfied. Question. For persons carrying on business or non-specified profession, the books account to be mentioned have been dash. Answer. Prescribed. Then question. Next question. For person carrying on profession, tax audit is compulsory if the gross receipts of the previous year exceeds dash. Answer. Rupees 50 lakhs. Question. Tax audit is compulsory in case a person is carrying on business whose gross turnover, sales, receipts as the case may be exceeds dash. Answer. 1 crore. Question. In case an assessee is engaged in the business of paying, hiring or leasing goods, carriage, presumption income scheme under section 44AE is applicable if the assessee is the owner of maximum of dash. Answer. 10 goods carriages. Question. If the assessee opts for presumptive income scheme under section 44AD or 44AE, then the assessee shall, answer, not be entitled to any deduction under section 30 to 37, 30 to 37. Question. In case of non-resident who is carrying on shipping business under section 172, his Indian income shall be presumed to be dash. Answer. 7.5% of certain amount received. Question. Income of a non-resident from shipping business under section 44B shall be presumed to be 7.5% of dash. Option A, the amount paid or payable whether in India or out of India to the assessee on account carriage of passengers, livestock, mail or goods shipped at any port in India. B. Option B, the amount received or deemed to be received in India on account of carriage of passengers, livestock, mail or goods shipped at any port outside India. Option C, both the amount mentioned in A and B above. Correct answer, option C, both the amount mentioned in A and C above, A and B above. Then question. In case of non-resident who is engaged in the business of operation of aircraft, his income shall be presumed to be dash. Answer, 5% of certain amount. Question. In the case of a dealer in shares, income by way of dividend is taxable under the head profits and gains of business or profession. Answer, false. Question. Deduction on account of depreciation shall be made compulsorily whether or not the assessee claimed the deduction or not. Answer, true. Question. Motor car is the only asset in a block. Cost rupees 2 lakh. Depreciation rate is 15%, 5%. 20% is disallowed for estimated personal use. WDV of block is dash. Answer, 1,76,000. Question. A private limited company incurred a capital expenditure of rupees 5 lakh on 1/4/2023 for acquisition of patents and copyrights, and such expenditure is dash. Answer, subject to depreciation under section 32. Question. For an eligible new industrial undertaking fulfilling the conditions, additional depreciation in respect of a machinery costing rupees 10 lakhs acquired and installed on 4/10/2023 is dash. Answer, 1 lakh. Question. An existing assessee engaged in trading activities can claim additional depreciation under section 32, subsection 1, subclause 2A, 2 Roman letter 2A. Under section 32, subsection 1, subclause 2A. In respect of new plant acquired and installed in trading concern, where increase in value of such plant as compared to approved base year is more than 10%. Answer, false. Question. In case of an eligible assessee, imported second-hand machine never put to use by any person in India before, additional or accelerated depreciation is allowed at the rate of dash on actual cost. Answer, nil. Nil. Question. Income from growing and manufacturing tea in India is treated as agricultural income. Answer, false. Question. The benefit of weighted deduction of 150% under section 35, subsection 2AB of the Income Tax Act 1961 has now been extended to contribution made to a company for scientific research approved under section 35, subsection 1, subclause 2A, to Roman letter, to an assessee. Answer, false. Question. Under section 35 DDA, amortization of expenditure incurred under eligible voluntary retirement scheme at the time of retirement alone can be done. Answer, true. Question. Mediclaim premium paid to GIC by a draft on 27th December is deductible expenditure under section 36. Answer, true. Question. The rural branches of cooperative banks are not allowed to claim provision for bad and doubtful debts. Answer, false. Question. For a dealer in shares and securities, STT paid in a recognized stock exchange is a permissible business expenditure. Answer, true. Question. Where an employer has incurred a capital expenditure of rupees 1 lakh towards promoting family planning amongst employees, Dash will be allowed as deduction in the current year and balance in 4 succeeding years. Answer rupees 20,000. Question. Where an assessee engaged in business is obliged to deduct tax at source pertaining to interest payment in India during earlier year, has failed to do so, but deducts and pays the same belatedly during current year, he has claimed the said interest as deductible business expenditure in the current year. Answer true.